Disappointed, which we should be. We should be able to close the game down with one man more, having the lead. But things are just not falling for us at the moment, even though I think today was a step in the right direction coming from a bad performance against Everton.
Well, very entertaining second half. Delighted to say that the Forest manager Steve Cooper joins us. Steve, good to see you. Thank you very much indeed for joining us. Your assessment?
A lot to assess. Thought we started the game the better. Thought we played some good football, got in some good areas. The frustration was that it's been a little bit for the third game on the row, that we haven't created enough when we've gone to good areas. We really felt that we had enough players up the pitch. We got them sort of in and around their box, and that's the time where you want to make a difference in creating and scoring goals. And we don't think we did that enough. We seemed to just play at the same sort of speed, and we needed to change the rhythm while we decided to attack. To be fair, the game evened out a little bit. They had spells of the ball without really hurting us. Obviously, set plays are always going to cause problems because that's the team that they are, or a big part of what they are. Didn't love us in any way, shape or form of the way we started the second half. Lots of sort of individual mistakes that then sort of run through the team and probably ended up with the free kick and the Brentford goal. And then it's a different game, obviously. You're 1-0 down, 10 men. So to then think that we've got back in the game, got a result, and then seeing it out, it obviously ends up being a much better point for us than it does Brentford. So we have to accept it and move on.
You've had a look on our monitors of the red card. What do you think?
Well, I just think, we all want the referees to be in a good place, and they, not just with what happened yesterday, but in general, it's the one Premier League game of the day, and it needed to be a real clear and concise performance, and they've just raised more questions than answers, really, and that's really where I'm at with it, and yeah, it's just there's going to be talking points when it didn't need to be, because I think if he doesn't give him the second yellow, it's definitely a first yellow, and it's a silly one from Musa, particularly around the edge of the box, because then you have to defend the free kick, which is Brentford's game. But then to give the second one as he has, if he doesn't give it, it's not even getting mentioned. You guys are not mentioning it, and your colleagues elsewhere, nobody is mentioning it. The fact that he's giving it just creates more probably problems for them to talk about. So we'll have to accept it, of course, but in the greater scheme of things, we all want refereeing to be at the level and in a good place, and there's work to do with that, obviously, and unfortunately today's added to that a little bit.
On the game, Steve, there was a couple of positives in there. I thought Sangare in particular in that midfield area looked like he's going to add a lot to the side. You went with Callum Hudson-Odoi, two speed merchants on each side, with Elanga on the other. What more can you get out of those? Because I think that's where in the first half you felt that great areas without really delivering or offering anything to Awani in the middle of the park.
Yeah, I agree, and that was the challenge half time to the two guys. I mean, Hickey gets booked more or less in the first couple of minutes, and that's for a winger. Then that's golden, and I really felt that we could have exploited, not just Anthony, that the whole team could have really exploited on things like that, and apart from it being a yellow card, I thought there was a real opportunity for the attacking players to really threat, and it's nothing I didn't say at half time. Unfortunately, it just didn't transpire to that second half because of the red card and the way the game went. So the build-up and getting the ball in the area where we felt we could hurt Brentford was good. The bit that we didn't get quite right, and dare I say it was the same against City last week, because they were down 10 men, and it was a game second half that we dominated, and definitely against Burnley for the first and last 30 minutes of the game there as well. We just haven't been able to turn some of our good positions into real threatening moments, and that is an evolution of the team. We're trying to change a little bit with the players that we've brought in, and we know it's step by step. It's only our second season back in the Premier League, but if we really become the team that we want to be, then that's the part of the game that we've got to look probably more a threat than we have been. But that's the exciting bit. There's work to do. We've got young players who we know can make a difference and have the talent, and let's carry on working.
Steve, you obviously came from behind to rescue a point. That's 5 unbeaten here at the City ground.
Yeah.
How important is it in this second season of the Premier League that this remains a fortress for you guys?
Yeah, massively. And I think you saw the real spirit in the team. So to be 1-0 down, to go to 10 men, to get back into the team, you know, and there's so many little individual stories behind it. Harry Toffolo's been out of the picture, gets his head down, gets on with him, an unbelievable...
Great cross.
Yeah, an unbelievable professional. He's probably the best crosser in the club, if I'm being honest, with his delivery, and you saw that, midfield player getting in the box and scoring. So we're seeing great resilience from the guys. We have a brilliant spirit here, you know, amongst the players, with the staff, with the supporters. I know Brentford couldn't sell their allocation today, so it gave us more chance to have more supporters in here today, an extra 1,000 of what we normally get. So we're really together here, and we needed to be, obviously, you know, from the red card onwards to get something out of the game. Like I said, you know, we want to be winning games here, Glenn, and we want it to be a